Greetings, members one and all of the Salivation Nation. It is Tuesday night, and we are live and in effect as I report to you from behind this plastic microphonic device. Hope everybody is doing well this evening as we march right into some of these comments. I say hello to a few people. We got a lot of good folks here tonight. 8-inch Destroyer came in with quite an entrance with 5 Salivate Metal memberships across the bow. Thank you, 8-inch Destroyer. Good to see you. JM Unleashed is here. Tom Larson is here. So is Red Crawler. Brandon Raj is here. We're going to slurp. So is Silver Shelby is with us tonight. Appreciate you guys being here. All right. Let's get into what Zephiel has to say. I think a lot of these billionaires and rich people get mad when stuff doesn't turn out exactly the way they hedged all their bets and get pissy when there's going to be a downturn. Yes, I think you're probably right. That very well could be part of what's going on here. Yes. You make a good point about that, Zephiel. Very astute point indeed. If you've not seen this, a very, very bold statement was made by a billionaire, Ray Dalio. Check out the video I posted this morning about that. It's quite interesting, quite a bold kind of prediction that he's giving here. DL Stacker, welcome. Good to see you. Good to see Lessa Anderson is here. Shane Brennan. A lot of good folks here tonight. I appreciate David Carlisle. And good to see Mario Vieira. Welcome to all of you guys. Welcome. All right, let's get over here. See what we've got here with Peter Shaver says, how will America invading Iran for greater Israel affect gold and silver prices? Well, I think it would cause them to go up, spike up tremendously. Apparently, we've got some destroyers, aircraft carriers, and some military equipment strategically placed there. I think that's really just sending a statement. I don't think there's going to be any war. I think, who knows, but I don't think that's what's going to happen. We'll see here. Good to see you guys. Max Deckens, a way to go mojo. Welcome. Good to see you. Welcome to Laura is with us tonight. Good to see Laura. Okay. Very good. Let's get over here to Jabo Coins and Stamps says, yes, silver being accepted in my neighborhood. Nice. Great to hear that silver is being accepted there. And the real Hawkeye 7888 says on this video about the billionaire warns of a currency collapse, says owning gold and silver has certainly made people wealthy before. If you bought 50 ounces of gold in January of 1975 and sold it in January of 1980 in just 5 years, a man of modest means could easily have become quite wealthy. True that. You're exactly right. He very well could have, for sure. All right. Of course, that was a special circumstance. And 1980s highs should not really be used as a gauge, I don't think, which is why I like to consider gold as a wealth preservation device rather than a money-making opportunity. Andon is here. Welcome to you. And B. Taylor is here. Good to see Bill 457 and Brian Maher is here as well tonight. As we continue to press on, we've got Think for Yourself. Says this about tariffs. Let me get over here to get this thing happening here. He says, we are a debtor nation that doesn't really manufacture much. That's true. We think we can push ridiculously high tariffs on other nations and they will bend their knee to us. We're so delusional. Yes, currency collapse is highly probable and currency reset, definitely. This is controlled demolition. Very well could be. It may be by design. I don't know. But the tariffs make me nervous too. Whoa! 8-inch Destroyer with 10 more Salivate Metal memberships across the bow. Boom! A second shot. A more powerful one. Let's do 15 push-ups in his honor. For those of you new here, what I usually do is every time there's a channel gift membership or a super chat, for every one of those in $1, I do 1 push-up. If it comes by way of PayPal, friends and family, I do 2 each there. So let's get it underway here. Thank you so much, 8-inch Destroyer, as we back this thing up and see what we've got here. All right. Here we go. Okay. Now we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. There we go. Thank you so much, 8-inch Destroyer. Appreciate that. Very kind of you indeed. As we press on forward here. Whew, those are a little harder than I thought they would be because I just ate. So my stomach is heavy right now. Noble salvation on this. Comment says here, my job and the lack of taxes on precious metals have made the deciding factors in why I haven't made plans to leave the state. Sorry I haven't been binging your videos as much lately. Stress has reignited my interest in cigars, so precious metals and politics haven't been on my mind as much lately. So totally understand. We're always here. Appreciate you chiming in and watching whenever you can. I know life can get in the way sometimes. So I just appreciate all of you who do take the time to watch. All right. Okay, let's see here. We've got this from Hamilton Informant. Canadians have 7 negative quarters, but the government doesn't mention recession. Wow. I guess it's a different measure there. Maybe it's got to be 8 quarters of negative GDP growth where they count a recession. Just goes to show you how they cook the books in that way and how they define things and what one things mean. But that's obviously an economic downturn if you got 7 negative quarters. That's crazy. All right, let's see here. And Alan Sensman says, we know you support a Russian asset. The way you talk when people show who they are, I believe them. I'm trying to think of what this means. We know your support a Russian asset. And the way you talk when people show you who they are, I believe them. Are you saying that I support a Russian asset? Who? I don't understand that comment. Long live gold and silver. Thank you, Jeremiah. Yes, indeed. And they shall live longer than all of us, that's for sure. All right. Congratulations, Mark B. 2025 Gold Eagle. Tom Miller is here. Welcome. And good to see Dean R. is with us tonight as well. Appreciate you popping in, sir. There's Dean R. with us tonight. No IQ algorithm, Mr. Sal. Thank you. It all helps. The thumbs up, the likes, and subscriptions. If you're not subscribed to the channel, I hope you will consider doing so. Oh, yeah. Let's see here. Wow, Shane Brennan says the dollar is now $1.32 to the pound. And they may go on parity with each other soon. We haven't had that for quite a while. Usually it's 1.5 and above, right? So that's crazy. Richard Metcalf is here. Good to see you. A lot of good folks with us tonight. Appreciate you guys being here. 66 Sam says the following. Ever have one of those days where you want to be back in bed, but you can't because you have to be responsible and act like an adult? Those days suck, and today is one of them. Yes, I do know those days, that's for sure. Yes, indeed. All right. Very good. Willie Spencer's here. Good to see CCT. Check out Cyber Curtain Twitcher's latest video. He explains in great detail how to, not slurp, but how to use the Cyber Curtain Twitcher Silver Slide. Yes, indeed. All right. Glad you guys are here. Let's see. Okay. Mark B, what size Gold Eagle did you get? Eastern Zone says, not first today, but better late than never. We'll just appreciate you being here. You know, I know it's a fun little game to be first, but hey, I just appreciate anybody who pops in and watches the channel and makes a comment. It does help the algorithm. Need all the help I can get today. Videos have not performed very well on today's broadcasts here. Keith Daniels caught part of a comment in an interview with the president this morning, and he had said something about we are roughly 100 from collapse, and we did not start cuts. I'm going to try to find the complete video to see what he was referencing. Yeah, I'm not sure what the 100 is. 100 what? 100 days? 100 what? I'd love to know what it is. 1 ounce. Nice, Mark B. Congratulations. All right. Brandon got a golden retriever. Nice. As long as you didn't get a golden shower, we're all good. We got 4 wheels from Rom. China is in trouble. Cargo is stacking up at their ports. This cannot last another month. they will cause a problem somewhere. Yeah, I hear from two different sides about this, that this is not going to affect China as much as it will us. You know, they're more resilient there than we are. So I'm not sure. Rack in his latest video, must watch. Rack. I'm trying to think what I said. Rack. All right. Did I say Iraq and say Iraq? I'm not sure, but anyways. Let's see here. What do we have here? We've got Air-led Joe Miranda makes a comment on this video for this morning. Very important video about, I've never seen this guy talk this way before, about potential collapse. That's exactly what Ray Dalio is saying in this video, so I hope you will check it out. It says, let's hope we come out of this alive. The administration, like the ones before, never had the intention of cutting spending. They all steal from us taxpayers to give to their big investors. In this case, it is for the billionaires that spend already and potential future ones that contribute to campaigns on both sides. Well, I hope you're wrong on that, but I certainly understand why you would be jaded and say that. Yeah, it certainly is understandable, that reaction, especially with these latest spending bill, latest legislation. It comes with tax cuts, but no spending cuts. What's the deal with that? We need spending cuts. All right. Yes, indeed. Okay. Let's see here where we're at here on this broadcast as we continue to peruse our way through and seeing what you guys are saying. We are expecting some scammers to call us tonight. Two specifically are supposed to call in T-minus 4 minutes from right now. Will they call on time? Will they be dependable? Or will they be like every other loan scammer and just blow me off? Just, you know what I mean? All right, James Sky says this. I wonder how many people would, if given the chance to take two items, would take the $100 bill and either the £5 note or the €10 note, depending on where they live. Two items you say, right, well, I'll have that 100-gram Swiss bar and the buffalo. Thank you, Sal, brother. My address is blah. Yes, indeed. That's right. Exactly. If you had to take your choice, I don't think any of us would, watching this content would have any second thoughts about what to take. All right. Let's get over here to the next one. Mark says here, Trump is the best president ever. Trump makes Biden and Obama look really bad. Trump is sending them back. Yay. Well, another thing, too, speaking of wasteful spending, I'm hearing, I can't substantiate this, but that in 2010, that some of the money, royalties have been paid to Obama on Obamacare. It's crazy. And apparently, Doge has put a stop to that. The last scammer closed a deal with for $25 million. That's right, exactly. There you go. I never took delivery on the money, though. I didn't do it. I did not take delivery. But oh well. Such is life. All right. Valerie Price has a pair of comments here. We are going to heart and put the text in here for both of them to read them in succession. She says, gold and silver are in backwardation, but I don't believe the market makers will be able to push it down this time. Too many complexities in the world. Yes, I think so too. I mentioned that about silver too. That's really kind of putting the squeeze on it, but hey, we'll see how it plays out. We've been here before, all this kind of talk, and never knows what happens. Let's see here. Yeah, I know what you mean, Boiler Matt. I would love to see that too. They only did it 1 year in 2008, but it'd be nice to see them do it again. But sadly, there's not enough demand for the 1 ouncer, so they're not going to do the fractionals either. Canadian Warrior is here. Welcome. Valerie also says gold and silver are in backwardations. Shorts are going to kill on this one. Honest Money says this. Very few comments today, as the algorithm has not picked up on these latest videos, even though this one's pretty important. Can you imagine if Obama or Joe did this? All the MAGA morons would go crazy. But it's okay now to crash the economy and make taxpayers pay tariff. Well, I think you might have a little bit of TDS going on here. The thing is that there's some strategy here. Trump is not like any other president, and even though I'm not a huge fan of another tax or tariffs, there was a time when the only taxes that were collected in this country came from the outside in the form of tariffs. It'd be nice to return to that, and as a benefit of this, bring more manufacturing into the United States. That would be nice. But I think there's got to be a little bit of experimentation and a little bit of strategy, and I think that's what he's doing. He's playing chess, and we're watching the moves. Let's see here. There you go. Make the post office private. That would be nice. And get rid of NPR and PBS while you're at it. That should have been the two of the agencies should have been gone in the first place. Congress really needs to pass legislation to get rid of the Department of Education and to get rid of PBS and NPR. All right. All right, let's see here. Very good. Let's get into the next comment, shall we? From Carrie Taryn says, time to stack non-GMO heirloom seeds. Interesting, heirloom seeds. Wow, what are heirloom seeds? I'm going to get some plants to start my garden today. There you go, nice. Very good. I don't have much of a green thumb unless I get green paint on it when I'm trying to, But anyways, yeah, and the IRS as well too, Shotgun Susie. Yeah, it'd be nice to get rid of that too. Yes, it would. Totally agree. All right. Peanut butter sandwich. You must be from the UK, Jerry Mandarin. Stands for Public Broadcasting System. But yes, get rid of both of those. The government should have never been involved with media, and they become a propaganda machines anyway. But even if they were propaganda machines for our side, it still is not. It has no place and no role in government. There should not be state-run media at all. There should not be. Heirloom seeds are open-pollinated plant varieties that have been preserved and passed through the generations, typically for at least 50 years. All right, nice. Very cool. Non-GMO. All right. Let's see here. Probably they're pretty expensive, those heirloom seeds, is my guess. Open-pollinated plant varieties. JVF, good to see you. Stacker Factor is here. The biggest spending waste is welfare. When you get rid of that, it's funny how fast a man will get a job when he's hungry. That's true. And there's a lot of good charities, private charities as well, that do a better job of vetting in that regard. Yes, indeed. Yes, I'm sorry. I do not have the green fingers. I apologize. Good to see Eli, and Sign Up is here. Michael K. is with us tonight, and Mark Lewis is here. Been a little while since I see Mark Lewis. Good to see you. Yep, the government tax is way too much. I paid a heck of a lot of taxes last year, and have been. I tell you what, they kill you. The IRS kills you on YouTube revenue. By the way, that's why the PayPal friends and family get 2 push-ups instead of 1 on the super chats, because YouTube takes 30% and the taxes take about 28% to 30% when you include state and federal. It's insane. And they get you every which way. All right, Hulkaloogie says, Sal, Delio has been perma-bear for a long time. I don't consider him to be a valid source. All right, a good point, and I don't know enough about him to know, but I've never heard anybody talk like this that's making that amount of money. But yes, indeed, crazy. Stacker Factor paid 35% until I incorporated into an S-Corp. Now I barely pay any. Do the exact same work. I've heard that, wow. Could I do that with my YouTube channel, Stacker Factor? Because I've heard if I formed an LLC or something like that, you're still paying out the yin-yang. You're still paying the same amount. And I don't know what it would be. I don't know what kind of liability and everything like that for an S-Corp. Maybe I have to look into that. But I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if this is what I do. I'd rather play by the rules completely than to try to skirt it, because I don't want to get audited. All right, let's see here. 8-inch Destroyer, another 5 salivating memberships. Thank you so much, 8-inch Destroyer. I wish I could write off the slurps. I can't. Boy, they'd be paying me money if I could write off these slurps. You know what I mean? Let's do 5 more push-ups real quick to get the. None of the scammers have called me yet, and they're 4 minutes late. These sons of biscuits. I tell you what. All right, let's see here. All right, let me do this, and I'm gonna read this here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, let's see here. All right, hold on a second here. Let's see. The trick is get out of the banking system. Very hard to get out of the banking system. Thacker, if you make a certain amount, typically over 100K, S Corp is playing by the rules. That's why rich people lease cars versus buy them. Okay. You can make it if you make a certain amount, typically over 100K. Yeah, I'm not quite there. Not near there, actually. And so, in other words, off that one source, you'd have to do that. Very good. You'd have to send a whole lot of super chats for that to happen, right? All right, thank you. So that's the line. I've got to earn that much, and then I got to keep earning that much to get it. That's crazy. Okay. Yeah, boy. All right. Red Crawler. Thank you, Red Crawler, $9.99 super chat. Thanks for all the videos, and taxes are out of control. They sure are. Thank you, Red Crawler. Appreciate that. Yes, I think I will wait until Elon does away with all those IRS agents before I file. A lot of them have taken the offer and are leaving, are going to leave. But anyway, so let me do 10 push-ups for Red Crawler real quick here. Thank you, Red Crawler. Appreciate that. All right. Let's do it. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, there we go. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, we've got James Ross says Dalio is a phony. Smart guy, made his fortune in China. Okay. There's some people that are not fans. Another comment says that somebody was a really big fan of his. So different points of view on certain people. Okay, let's get over here. And let's see what Larry Hanshoe says. If you take cash out of circulation like the Federal Reserve did in 1929-30, there was no money in circulation, which is what caused a depression. If and when they start doing this again, watch it out. Watch out. Yes, and I don't think that's going to happen too much, although we have seen quantitative tightening to a degree, but not nearly as much of the money that's in circulation, not only here, but around the world. Okay, let's see here. And we've got Peter Shaver says, it's sad that we have to destroy the dollar to preserve the state of Israel, but that's how it is. All right, well, I don't think that's necessarily, there's no correlation between the two there. Stereo slurp would do. All right, thank you, Master Blaster. All right, we're going to do that in stereo. Everybody prepare for headphones. Everybody put your headphones on. We're going to do this in stereo for Master Blaster. Yes, indeed. Here we go. $5 super chat. Here we go. In stereo. All right. There you go. Press the number 2 if you heard that in stereo. Why the number 2? Because there's 2 speakers or 2 headphones that are involved in that. So if you heard that in stereo, press the number 2, and hopefully it was satisfying to everybody that benefited from Master Blaster's request. Yes, indeed. You guys are the strong. You guys are the strong ones because you put up with the slurps. Appreciate that. Nice, says Michael K. Thank you so much. Should the dude taken to El Salvador be brought back to the U.S.? No. Apparently after, because, you know, it's amazing how much the fake media distorts the reality of the situation. The guy was an MS-13 member. 2 different court cases, and jurors found that out to be the case. He should not be deported back or brought back to the United States. He should stay where he is, and if he was an MS-13 criminal, then he should probably stay in the prison. But it's up to the president of El Salvador what to do with him. But no, definitely should not come back in the country because he broke the law coming into the country. So what if he reported to ICE? It doesn't matter. ICE wasn't doing their job. If he was reporting to ICE and they let him stay here, it's insane. If he's illegal, he's got to go. Hey, and by the way, there's no such thing as an illegal immigrant, and we need to get the language right. And I myself has got to do that too. They're illegal aliens. They're not undocumented individuals. He was not a guy from Maryland. The guy was an illegal alien, plain and simple. He broke the law. Even if he was paying taxes or whatever and working, everything like that, if he jumped in line, and there's going to be some of those people who may be good people that came here illegally. But the thing is, there's a lot of other really good people who are waiting in line to become citizens and to actually get legal status, that are waiting in line, coming through the port of entry. It's a disservice to them. You know, you got to play by the rules. You got to play by, and more importantly than that, you got to play by the law. You got to follow the law. All right. Yes, indeed. All right, let's see here. All right, let's see here. Very good. Dang it, I wish I could be an S-Corp now. Not a corp. I don't want to be a corpse. Not an S, not that kind of S-Corp. Anyways, all right. Slurp, slurp, sound for Les Anderson. Yes, indeed. We'll do that again here soon. We did a stereo one earlier for Master Blaster sent a super chat for that. But let's see here. Let's get over here and see what we've got happening with this. Stephen Higby, the rich people only look out for themselves. I've been around them long enough to know that. I hate to break the news, but it's every man for himself. Well, that's a very generalized statement overall. You know, I mean, there is self-interest. Yeah, we all of us work on our self-interest to a degree, but there is certainly there. You know, you'd be surprised at how I guess how giving many rich people are in different ways. You know, and the thing is, when you think about self-interest, you know, greed, that's an enlightened self-interest, some will call it. But in order for people to be as greedy as they can, in order for people to make money, they have to serve others. Yeah, sounds ironic, doesn't it? And more than likely, Ray Dalio had to serve others in order to get where he is today. I don't know the man. I don't know much about him, but I just know that he makes a lot of money. But anyways. I never did look into that stacker factor. I think it was you that mentioned that in a video, but I have not seen anything on it. If you find anything about it, let me know. Because I'd like to follow up on a video on that if we can substantiate it. But yeah, it's crazy. Gardner Earth guy lost his credit card, had to use cash for a week. When the new one arrived, I spent way less and grabbed cool coins as change. Use cash more. There you go. Exactly. Great lesson in that. It does. And I use cash mostly for that reason. It gives me a sense that there's something psychological about having a credit card and using it a lot. It seems like it's almost unlimited. Even smart people can get caught up in that. So Gardner Earth Guy, that's a great valuable lesson for us all. And yes, sometimes you can find cool coins in your change. You're exactly right. Very good. Let's see here. Let's move on up here to this. Samuel Olmstead says here, I like that fourth gold gram bar in that holder, Sal. Can't wait to see that sucker filled. Yeah, I've been pretty slow on getting there, but hopefully I can get some more here. Yes, indeed. Yeah, I know. No scammers. It's a shame. They were supposed to. The one guy. I'm going to text the guy here. Let me. I'm gonna call this guy. I'm gonna call him. Okay, here we go. Jack is his name. I got his number here. This is the one of the two that's supposed to call me, so I'm going to call him. Come on, Jack, pick me up here.
Hey, this is Jack from the underwriting office.
Hi, Jack. How you doing? You're supposed to call me at 6:15. You're about 14 minutes late. It'll be 15 minutes late by the time I finish this sentence, if I run it along and long enough. So I'm going to do that until this is a run-on sentence, because then I want to be able to say that you're 15 minutes late instead of 14 minutes late. So we have to continue the sentence until such a time when we reach 6:30, and if we're almost there, but it's not quite, I must have called you right at 6:29, right when the seconds started turning at 0102, because this is a very long sentence, and I'm not able to really make that claim that you were 15 minutes late instead of 14 minutes late. No punctuation in anywhere in what I'm saying now. This is a full run-on sentence to make this. Okay, here we go. Finally, I can stop talking. You're 15 minutes late. What happened, Jack?
I have a ton of files I deal with on an everyday basis there, so if you are interested in funding, I appreciate if you stop wasting my time and we can move forward. If not, I'm happy to move on to the next one.
Well, what about my time here, Jack? This is what I'm talking about. See, what I do...
Why did you wait 15 minutes to reach out to me? I would have answered right when you called.
Well, yeah, but you said you were going to...
You could have this conversation. So are we going to play games the whole time, or do you need funding? Because I have money. You want it?
Yeah, I do have...
I have it.
Yes, I need the money. Money talks, right? Money talks.
Let's put it together. Fuck all the other shit.
Okay, let me put...
French.
Okay.
Let's talk numbers.
Okay.
I'm done.
Okay, if we're going to talk... What kind of... So you're talking French now, and then you want to talk numbers. Are we going to talk numbers in French? Or are we going to talk numbers in Swahili?
I have you down as 23,000. You requested 30,000.
No. Those aren't... You got the wrong numbers for me. I need $150,000.
What do you deposit on a monthly average?
$98,000. Those are my numbers. Those are always my numbers.
Do you have open positions?
I have all kinds of positions. I'm the master of the positions, sir.
How many positions?
69. 69 positions are open right now.
Are we done wasting time here?
No, we're not wasting time. You're the one that's wasting time. Every time you say you're wasting time.
69 positions.
Every time you say you're wasting time by saying you're wasting time. You understand that? So let's not waste time by saying you're wasting time. Let's get right to the business here.
People who run their mouths on the phone are people who can't qualify for funding.
Well,
so
Bartle in the Tingle Towel. Listen, Bartle. Hello, Bartle. Wait a second. Okay, he's clearly has not his menstrual cycle. We mustn't run around that time of the month. Hello. What happened? We got disconnected there.
You have one more shot. I'm gonna hang up, and then you're never getting fucking funded through me again.
Okay, let's watch our language here. And if you're gonna swear to me, swear.
You have 10 seconds, my man. I'm not looking to waste my time. We've been playing games for 10 minutes now.
No, we haven't been, because we've been on the phone for 1 minute. We've only been on the phone, for 2 minutes. 3 minutes, actually, but not 10 minutes yet. We need a full...
It's a waste of my time.
We need a full 10 minutes here.
Do you want funding?
Listen, I do want funding. I want to make sure you're the right loan scam company to work with, though. Are you the right loan scammer to work with?
You know what? I'll play the game.
Yes, I love it when you play the game. Let's play the game. I love it. Yes, go ahead. Oh, I thought he was going to play the game. Let's play the game. Come on, Jack. I can't tell him he's bald because I'm bald. That would be a bad thing. Maybe we'll get a voicemail. Ah, dang it. Well, we don't want to waste that time anymore. Boy, imagine it. Imagine that. His time is more valuable than my time. It's just crazy. It's crazy. I'm going to text him. I thought you said you wanted to play a game. All right. Let's see if he responds to that. Okay, anyway, let's get over here. Sadly, I think that's the only scammer we're going to get tonight. All right, let's see here. All right. Matt Burton says this here. He says this. I think if this happens, or if Trump does this, or if the tariffs kick in, or if Russia talks with Trump, or if silver goes up today, or if the COMEX does, the oil prices goes up. Hold on a second. We got a call. Here we go. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Justin. How are you doing today?
I'm good, Justin. How are you doing?
I'm also good. That's a lovely day. Thanks for asking.
You're welcome.
By the way, I'm calling you to let you know about a low-cost final expense whole life insurance plan.
Oh,
They
great.
are designed to cover.
It's designed to cover my burial cost? Is that what it is?
Yeah, burial, cremation, and you can leave money for your loved ones as well.
Is it designed to cover my constipation costs too?
Yeah. And
Okay.
to also cover your dick also. You're a piece of shit.
You gandu chutia benchod markelore chutia? All right. I didn't think that he would know what constipation even meant, because he's I don't know, but I guess he does know what constipation means. All right, let's see here. Okay, I think if this happens, or if Trump does this, if tariffs kick in, or if Russia talks with Trump, or silver goes up today, or if the COMEX goes, the oil price goes up, silver just might be worth exploring. All right, there you go. If that happens. All right, LV Golf says, start watching James from SD Bullion. You will get a new perspective on Ray. All right. Very good. Thank you. Philibus, when did they start teaching the scammers an Aussie accent? Oh, no, that's a good question. I don't know when they started doing that, but he's a benchode nonetheless. CPA is great. All right, Dennis Niemeyer. How much you must earn over? So Dennis Niemeyer makes big bank, over $100,000 a year. Wow. I'd love to know what you did, Dennis Niemeyer. That's pretty good. That's amazing. Bill457 says here, I got into collecting around 2008 and 2009. When the so-called bubble burst back then, I didn't know about that until years later, but something told me to get gold and silver, so I did. And now this trial times, I know one thing. If I do it right, hopefully we'll make it through the reset. Yes, exactly right, Bill. You played it smart. Hopefully you kept much of what you accumulated back then. Yes, indeed. All right. North Star Stacker, thank you so much with a $10 super chat here. And don't call me Shirley. And it says Shane Brennan just below that. Thank you so much. And then Uriah Kaiser with $4.99 super chat. Good evening. Gold's going to break the high here tonight. We're going to check it here in just a moment and see where it is. But let's do 15 push-ups for you guys. Very nice of you, for sure. Let's do it here. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Here we go. All right. Oh, boy. Let's see here. Okay. Okay, looking at gold and silver prices now, gold is up $5.10 right now in overnight trading in the Asian markets. 32.36. I think the high is 32.67, if I'm not mistaken, where it got before, but we'll keep an eye on it. But thank you so much, Uriah Kaiser. Appreciate that. And North Star Stacker. Futures been trading high all day, as well as the options on the paper market are getting juiced up. And you know what, Uriah Kaiser, I saw that over the weekend, this past weekend too, and they were up, but gold opened down. It opened down on Monday, so just the timing of it may be off a little bit, but yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with the futures and if they will be able to pull gold out or pull gold up. Andrea Vogelli, 62.39. Says this here, we are in a recession for 5 years. What are these talking heads talking about? Yes. Well, this depends on the GDP growth. Apparently, accordingly, we have 1 quarter of negative growth, according to one of the branches of the central banks. But anyways, I don't know. Hello, Alma Balls. Good to see you. A lot of good folks here with us tonight as we peruse through some of these comments, see what people are saying. Count Trumpula, ack, yes indeed, ack, attack. And JK781 says, Biden changed the definition of a recession. It's not 2 negative quarters anymore. Dalio is a globalist, discount his opinion accordingly. Okay, thank you. What is the definition based off of the Biden administration? When did they change it? I was not aware of that. All right. Thank you, Richard Metcalf. Appreciate you, brother. Have a good evening. Appreciate you popping in. And let's see here. Good to see Chuckles with us tonight. And all right, John Bethia, Trump's goal is to keep his enemies confused while he's trying to straighten things out. Yeah, I think there is some part of that in the strategy as well. I really do. Never let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. That's right. I think there is something to be said about that. I agree. Joe Cavey is here. Appreciate the thumbs up. Thank you, guys. All right. Let's see here. Wilson is here. It's about to get out of hand. All right. Yes, indeed. All right. Let's see here. And the current economy system is criminal and must go. The globalists want to destroy and impose a new corrupt system. Trump is putting them in a no-win situation. Enjoying the show. Yes. It very well may be. It very well may be. All right. Roller skating actor says, keep in mind, Ray Dalio does have a bit of a bias. Eden wouldn't stand to profit very nicely from what he is prognosticating. All right. Thank you. Thank you, roller skating actor. Appreciate that perspective. All right, let's see here. Where are we at? And Hieronymus Amdraco says this. I wouldn't be surprised if Trump is the left's globalist fall boy to play fake dictator so that we all go running to globalism instead of resisting it. He sure seems to be investing a lot in their systems, especially digital currency and biometrics. Expect him to play the part of the president from Civil War. The movie came out recently. Just wait for it. There is no such thing as an unconsolidated election. Banks have too much resource control for elections to host real candidates. Everyone's too quick to forget Bush. Politics have been a funnel for the public since World War II. Yeah, I don't know. Trump, the one thing I can say about Trump, and again, I'm not a Trump sycophant, but if you look at it from outside objectively, Trump has been paying attention and has been touting tariffs since the 80s, since the mid-80s, maybe even before that. And you have to understand this, that no matter what you think about Trump, he has been tied to to politicians and knows what has been happening in Washington for many years. Many years he knows. And why? Because he has worked with both Republicans and Democrats. He's given money to both campaigns. And, by the way, he himself was a Democrat for many of those years. And so he sees the fault in both parties. In a sense, in reality, when you think about it, Trump is essentially the first president who literally only has an R behind his name because he overwhelmed the Republican Party with his nomination. And because of the people wanted him for who he was, and Trump used the Republican Party to get there. But we are under really a new system, and these really are, in some sense, taking some of the policies of the Republican Party. But in a sense, with the tariffs, this is why I'm giving him a chance on the tariffs, because he's been thinking about this for a long time. Knows the players, know how this thing works. We'll see how this goes. But I'm keeping an open mind about it, even though I'm not a big fan of taxes or another new tax. And that's what it is. In a sense, it's another new tax. But it's one that's not directly levied against the people, but it's money that will be coming in that the people will eventually pay. There's no question about that. However, it may not all come to the people. Some of it will be absorbed by the country, the host country, just like we are absorbing the tariffs in many cases for the products we send out and companies are absorbing those tariffs as well too. So we'll see how it plays out. But I don't know. Your comment, Heronius, is almost makes it seem like Trump is a puppet, and he's no puppet. He's his own man. Nobody controls Trump. Say what you will about Trump. Nobody controls Trump. That's for sure. And that's really is an objective comment. If you're intellectually honest, you would have to agree with that. Anyways, but thank you for your comment. Always appreciate different points of view on the channel, especially when they're expressed like that. Or they don't even have to be totally respectful. You can be harsh, just not insulting and not insulting intelligence or anything like that. Speak freely. It's always welcome here for sure. Sign up. Hey Sal, remember when I first started coming to your channel, warning of a currency collapse? It's kind of funny how all my predictions starting to be talked about by others. Well, in this case, I actually was quite surprised to hear this kind of discussion happening from him. But yeah, I think with these tariffs and stuff happening, with this chaos, and it really is a lot of chaos, maybe by design, who knows? But people are going to be starting to talk about a lot of stuff. All right, there you go. All right, let's see here. Maria says here the following. Nothing happens in this world without careful planning. Right versus left and left versus right. In politics, if you want a war, then you have to find an opponent and then find a reason for the war. We have gold and we have silver. Don't carry more than what you can hold. Remember to help and love one another. We have sun and we have night. We hold both. Do not forget, if we try to stand on one leg for too long, we'll lose our balance. And that's what happened in the Fed paper. And it was designed to fool the world. And you can also make the argument, too, for big government. Thank you. All right. Thank you. Thank you, North Carolina Stacker. Just watched the LA Heist video. Yeah, that's big news, too. We'll get to that in a moment. Say gold and silver. That's right, Mudswat. Good to see you. Welcome. Timothy is here. And let's see here. Okay, we've got this from Coins and Bars. Says, having physical gold, you always sleep very well because you don't need to care about the fiat currency or about those poor souls holding their crap. That's true, exactly. Uriah Kaiser, thank you so much. He says we're going to see 3275 or 3300 by the end of the week. Biggest breakout chart on gold in a month. Wow. All right, let's see here. I'm going to look up gold futures right now and see where. That's weird. It usually tells me what the price is. It's not telling me the price. Gold futures price. I've got to type it out here. 32.52.30. It's up $11.90. That's the futures price right now. $3,252.30 is the futures price now. It is climbing in the futures price, and the spot price for gold is up $7.90. So if the actual price of gold follows the futures price, then yeah, we can see that. Thank you for that, Uriah Kaiser. Wow. Let's give him 5 push-ups. So yes, we'll keep an eye on that. That's crazy. All right. Here we go. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right. And then, if we see this happen, if we see $3,300 gold, then that means we are going to see, if you want to buy a gold coin directly from the United States Mint in 1 ounce size, you're going to pay $4,000 for the first time ever in the history of the U.S. Mint. Crazy. It's insane. All right. What will the exchange rate be? It'll fluctuate with the market, I guess, depending what system you do, but it'll go by dollars, exchange rate with dollars. But yes, indeed. North Carolina Stacker on this video, and I appreciate him watching this one. He says, Trump seems to be cultivating the monetary system to wake things up. The government is in debt. Many middle-class families are deep in debt, and most people struggle to make ends meet these days. We need a new system and give everybody a fair shot at life. It'd be nice to see kind of a reset of the system and the whole order. And I think, in a sense, some of the jobs will be coming, people can take, and it will be a big help. We'll see employment fall even lower. We'll see. Find good-paying jobs in manufacturing. It's crazy. All right. Let's see here. Let's see here. Fork Candle on this video says the following here. Says this, Sal, you're showing the British pound and the EU euro currencies there along with US dollar. We haven't got the Trump regime here doing the crap that he's doing and disrespecting other nations and their leaders like he's been doing. If we were our prime minister, he would have lost that job already. He'd been sacked by his own party there already. He'd been removed from power by our parliament. So we're in the UK and the EU don't have our currencies collapse just because Trump collapses yours. Is your Republican Party brave enough to remove him? My guess is that it isn't. My guess is he'll go on to do a lot more damage before the Republican Party dares to even attempt to oust him. That's what he wants, by the way, so that can declare martial law. Well, I appreciate your thoughts on this, Fort Candle. However, here in American politics, the Republicans are actually pleased with Donald Trump. And he's the only leader he's been sort of disrespectful to is maybe Zelensky. But he's been pretty nice to other leaders, but he's playing hardball. He's not somebody you push around, that's for sure. But if he's a tough negotiator, does not mean he's disrespecting other nations' leaders. And by the way, him disrespecting or holding firm on his beliefs is not an impeachable offense. He's not breaking any laws. And he's not collapsing the currency. Right now, the dollar, in fact, right now is, let me see what the dollar is doing. In fact, him wanting a weaker dollar does not necessarily mean he wants to collapse the currency. He wants the dollar to be the strongest currency around the world right now. Right now, the dollar index is up to 100.04 right now. And that's even given all of the chaos with the tariff stuff. So far, he's doing a pretty poor job of collapsing the currency. So I would say that, the Republican Party doesn't need to be brave because they're not even thinking about removing him. Anyways, but I appreciate your thoughts, but I disagree with them wholeheartedly. Boss U says they fall short on eliminating capital gains taxes. Yes, they need to eliminate those too. You're right. And Boss also says pieces of the monetary powers and possibilities of the United States Constitution. Yes. It's a foundation for the dollar by a weight of silver in grams for the Mint Act of 1792, April 2nd thereof. F-37 Metal says this. Great video and interesting info. I'm not worried. I've got precious metals to be my lifeboat, and knowing that I sleep like a baby every night. I'm a prepper and a stacker. What me worry? There you go. Exactly right. And the thing is that, it's one of those situations where you can have different opinions and points of views, but we all agree that gold and silver are the ultimate form of money and a foundation for wealth that doesn't have a political agenda. They don't have a political agenda tied to them at all. All right. And let's see here. Where are we at? Let's get over here to this. Laurie Smith says, I save all my beverage container deposits and collect scrap metal, copper, brass, aluminum, and small pieces of scrap steel. Cash them in at the scrap yard for dollars to buy silver or gold. There you go. That's definitely a good way to do it. That's the ultimate alchemy for sure. The ultimate alchemy. Cybercurrent Twitcher. Ever heard of the saying, the only rich only get richer? Well, they don't like it when it's going in that direction, that's for sure. Yes. Indeed, indeed. And by the way, Cybercurrent Twitcher is from the United Kingdom. And if the other individual is from the United Kingdom and is talking about our president here, I think you should look at their prime minister, Stammer. That guy is the worst. You know, he is basically a authoritarian, arresting people for free speech because they say something on Facebook that they don't like. It's insane. And free speech is under threat in the United Kingdom right now. That's where you should focus your frustrations at your own government. Yes, indeed. So I'd love to hear that person's thoughts on what's his name, Stammer, the prime minister there. Absolutely horrible situation there. Bullion Addict, the only sound money is God's money. There you go, exactly right. Erky Canley, tis 4284. Institutions like J.P. Morgan and BlackRock have either discovered in a new property of silver that no one else knows about, or they know that silver will play a key role in the world in the future. In either case, this is not just an investment, but a geopolitical and systemic preparation. Silver is not just a precious metal, but also a technological necessity. That's right. Yep. And it is a technological necessity right now. And just like the rare earths are, lithium and the like, there's no question about that. Yes, indeed. John Knox, you're from the United Kingdom. What do you think about your prime minister there? This fork candle guy. I'd love to know what he thinks about this. The prime minister there. But what do you think, John Knox, about two-tier Keir Starmer? There's Keir Starmer. That's right, Starmer. And his free speech stuff. Let's see here. Things sure are getting crazy here with dictator Starmer. Yes, indeed. And really maybe authoritarian, I guess. More than a dictator is the right word. But yeah, he's pretty, it's crazy. It's absolutely insane. If Trump did that here, there would be a revolt big time. But anyways. Yeah. That's where your focus should be. No question about that. Let's see. Okay, we've got Jaeger. Well, the dollar being so strong because of all the imports, our trade deficit is intended in a superpower of ours. Trump acting like it's a burden makes no sense. We have the power to control the global economy due to our dollar. Trump is trying to weaken the dollar and decreasing our purchasing power. Yeah, I think he's trying to weaken the dollar for negotiating for some of these tariffs in order to compromise and to make deals. I think that's what it's about. He did this in his last administration too. I think that's what his goal is, to weaken the dollar somewhat so that it is a more fair exchange rate system between the countries. I think that's what that's about. Like I said, I think there's strategy involved in it. I really do. And again, he may miscalculate. He may make a big mistake here. I don't know. This has not been done before. I'm open-minded to it all. I don't know what's going to happen. But like I said, I'm not a Trump sycophant, but I think he has thought about this a lot, and he's being strategic right now. And I don't think we should undersell him. Anyways. Strange silverware, like the rich guys urging us to jump into mining stocks, don't fall for it. Just keep stacking as much as physical as you can. Yeah, you got to do your own due diligence there regarding for sure. Real ID, Red Crawler. I got mine, and I know that it's got to be something. I think in some ways I can see the argument on both sides for it. Thomas Massey's against it. Just more information be collected by another government agency where all that stuff can be found. I guess it's a way to consolidate to get yourself an identity, but essentially it can be something that can essentially be faked anyway, because it's already on your license and stuff like that. But it's more data collection and I don't know. It's I can see the argument on both sides. But largely, to prevent criminals from doing stuff. But at the same time, and there's other forms. Just ask for other forms of ID if you're going to do that. But I don't know. I think anything that gives the government more control typically does not end well. And this is just government getting more control. But if you're going to travel, you need it, right, to get on a plane, which is unfortunate. And the thing is, real ID very well could be one of those situations where that's a precursor to maybe a chip that's embedded in you. And the chip embedded in you to do commerce seems really awfully close to what has been mentioned in the Bible. So anyways. All right, let's see here. Okay, we've got Silver Sleuth says, just about every morning for the past 30 plus years, I have expected that day to be the day the Federal Reserve note is replaced. I worked hard for 50 years to be able to not be susceptible to market trends. So far, so good. Physical PMs are an important part of my confidence that I planned correctly. That's right, exactly. No matter what they do to the Federal Reserve notes or the Federal Reserve System or the dollar itself, gold and silver are unchanging. That's exactly right. And by the way, if it ever gets really bad, where you have to have a real ID or some sort of chip system in order to do commerce, well, we got gold and silver we can do commerce with behind the scenes, but we don't need any of that. Yeah, gold and silver is worth more than a digital representation of whatever. 143 Druid, turmoil now or turmoil later was the choice for the last 4 presidents. Sheeple billionaires, yes, they are everywhere, do not want complete implosion. They want the slow grind of commoners into slavery. Yes, exactly. And we've got to work ourselves out of that. Self-reliance is really the key here. Richard Metcalf, I've been around for 7 decades, and I don't remember a time when we weren't on the fringe of a calamity, from the Cuban Missile Crisis to today. It seems like there's always on the edge of something big happening. I suppose little fear-mongering is a good thing because it makes us aware of the possibilities. Yep, you're right. But many times you cry wolf long enough and people are just going to be complacent. And a good example of that is Don't Look Up, that movie. I disagree with a lot of the political message behind it, but there's actually a part of that makes sense for sure in that movie. Silver Supplement is here. Good to see you. And Gay Up Willoughby says here, Yellow Hammer is a bird in Alabama. Yep, I pinned a comment early on when I found that out in the research. Thank you. Silver Sleuth also says, it always makes me chuckle when I see that the Secretary of the Treasury was unable to sign his name in cursive. Yeah, that was the previous Treasury Secretary. Steve Mnuchin did not sign his name in cursive. That's right. Of course, that also may have been on purpose. Todd Weavety, 7703, says, Sal, the tariffs will do nothing to hurt the country. Maybe disrupt his profit, and that way may have to pay a tariff for his import charge to the tariff, or he can bring his production back home, whichever is cheaper for him or more profitable. Well, I don't think that's exactly right. I think that tariffs will hurt some of us for some of the time. And any kind of tax will be passed on to the individual, at least to some level, to some degree. There's going to be some pain involved, and even Trump has admitted that. We've got to see how it plays out in the long run. CT Gold Stacker, thank you so much. Thanks for the daily grind. You make a difference. Thank you so much, my friend. Appreciate that. Duke Newman, I tell people not to cry wolf, but they will do. Will they ever learn their lesson? Not sure. Oh, man, Yankee Stacking. Hey, thank you so much. Hey, Sal, Real ID, who am I eating dinner with right now? International Stacker. I extended the delay on that one. Yankee Stacking isn't eating dinner with the Crustacean Nation. If I remember correctly, I saw a blurb on it. I didn't get a chance to, there was either a community post or a title of a video or something like that. So this is somewhat of a guess, but tell International Stacker I said hello if that's who you're with. If it's your family, give them a warm hello for me as well, but I'm thinking it's International Stacker, and I'm going to give you 5 push-ups. In fact, I'm going to double it up for Yankee Stacking. Why? Just for gits and shiggles. That's why I'm going to do that. I'm going to double it up. So I'm going to do 10 for Yankee Stacking, 10 push-ups. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, Tim. There we go. All right. Nice. So let me know if I got that right in my guess, because I'm not sure. One thing is for sure, I can deduce this, that either I was right about him eating dinner with International Stacker, or I was incorrect in my guess. It's either one of those two. There is no in between there. All right. And think for yourself is exactly right. When you hold gold, you hold the real Tier 1 asset and the World Reserve asset. No other asset compares to it. I like your choice of language. That's the real ID, is gold. I love that. Thank you. Think for yourself. You're exactly right. Is the original Tier 1 asset. All right. Back in April of 2019, it was upgraded from a Tier 3 asset. Oh, okay, it's Tim. Tim and I are discussing his coin shop over dinner. All right, well, tell Tim I said hello. He doesn't know me from Adam, but he may not know Adam either. But tell him I said hi anyway. Thank you, Yankee Stacking. I thought it was an International Stacker, but it's Tim. All right, very good. Hello, Tim. All right, very good. Let's see here. Marion King, Trump is blind to the lower and middle class. My friend does not remember what happened last time we devalued our metals. It took 2 years to dig our way out. Trump's way is too unorganized. Well, I don't sell him short. Like I said, I think there's some strategy to what he's doing. It may seem like chaos to us, but we don't know what's going on inside. I give him credit because he's been talking about this stuff with tariffs for many decades now. I know you will not even read this because you are a total Trumpy. Well, I'm not a total Trumpy. Like I said, he may make mistakes that could send this thing. He may make a too risky of a mistake here. But and there's some things that I disagree with him on. But I'm not a Trump sycophant. I am MAGA. I am a Trump fan. But nonetheless, I am reading this, and I welcome your viewpoint. He says he will change how things are played for. Musk said save $2 trillion, then $1 trillion, now $750 billion only. Yeah, and when you think about this Doge stuff, is that when you're saying $1 trillion, the last administration spent $1 trillion in 100 days. So there's a lot that needs to be cut in government, a whole heck of a lot, and I hope that we'll get there. We'll see. And Marion King, it sounds like you're for Doge and want him to be more aggressive on it, so we agree. How's that? All right. There we go. Okay, Joseph Shaw says here, love the channel. Thank you so much. Thank you. And we've got Maria says, people need to stop dressing up, be moderate, because robbers are very clever these days. Yep, you got to be very careful. Be very self-aware of your surroundings and what happens there. But this is just a shame of what happened to this store. $5 million in gold jewelry stolen over the weekend in Los Angeles. If you get a chance, check this video out. Whenever I do precious metal crime stories, I don't get very many views, but I'm one of the few channels that does videos like that, so I probably will continue doing them at some level. All right. Whoa, the title of the video I recorded today with Tim will be closing the shop. Oh, man, he's closing his shop down? Oh, man, I'm sorry to hear that. Whoa. Wow, you're hearing that news. Well, I think Tim is probably around retirement age, so I can't blame him. But I tell you what, he is a great guy and has provided a great service, and I saw some of the videos where people traveled miles and miles across the country to visit his shop. So we'll have to watch that. So check out Yankee Stacking. I'm sure most of you already subscribed, but definitely check out Yankee Stacking's channel and look for that video. Wow. Man, I'm sorry to hear that, but hopefully it's a good thing for him. We want what's best for him and his family, and he deserves, as hard as he's worked over the years, I don't know how long he's had the shop, but he deserves to relax and take it easy. Yes, indeed. All right. Okay, let's see here. Maria, I've started being worried about being kidnapped recently. I was going to get a new watch, changed my mind. I like certain stones and have things that I cannot disclose. Things are getting very dangerous, but I do have a baseball bat near the door. Worst of all, I've just been left more money. I'm worried about being kidnapped this moment. Sal, can you kidnap me any day of the week? Well, Maria, I would encourage you to get. I would encourage you to get a gun and learn the proficient use of the weapon to protect yourself. You deserve to not have to live in fear. And I think if you have a gun, you'll be able to sleep better at night if you learn how to use it correctly. So yes, indeed. And big hugs for you. All right. Very good. All right. Let's see here. Let's move here. We've got this from one of many says, crime only pays when one is in the club justice list system. Crime never pays when you're in the just us system. All right. I like that. That's pretty funny. All right. Thank you. Dennis Niemeyer saw this on TV today. Just wrong. Says, hold on to your silver tight. Great information shared here. Thank you, Sal. Thank you so much, my friend. All right. Let's see here. Okay. Maria's in the UK. Okay, she's in the UK. Okay, all right. No, so gun is not an option. I'm sorry. Well, maybe you can order some CCT silver slides, and if you concoct them and orient them in a certain way, they could prove themselves to be quite a worthy weapon. So, yes, that might be what you could do. There we go. All right. Uriah Kaiser's keeping up with the futures price. Let me look here. And the gold futures market. Gold future is sitting at $3,256.60 right now. And I think the record is $32.67 or 68. But I don't know what the futures price was, but it is continuing to climb a bit here. We'll keep an eye on it. The actual spot price is up $7.60 here. All right, and there you go. Thank you. There's Think For Yourselves channel. Thank you, Jay Monlace, for posting a link to Think For Yourselves. Yeah, Yankee Stacking. I can confirm that Think For Yourself is corn. You know, corn. That's right. It is corn. I can confirm. Cemetery Shop. Good to know. I'm moving to Alabama in a few days or so. Just in time. There you go, Cemetery Shop. Nice. Timing is everything. And you're timing that just right. Just right. Yes, indeed. There's Yankee Stacking with us. Maybe Yankee Stacking's going to take over the shop. You never can know. We'll find out in his video. We'll find out. We'll find out. We'll see. We'll see. And maybe Tim will be the employee. Maybe they'll trade places and Tim will take over the Yankee Stacking channel. And then he will interview Yankee Stacking. Yankee. Whatever his name is. Whatever his real name. Maybe he'll pick a pseudonym. Maybe he'll be Stacker Sununu. He'll be Stacker Sununu. Yes, indeed. All right. Very good. All right. Spot BAMs emojis. Remember that. Sadly, AI has yet to figure this out, or it is by design. Yes, indeed. Maybe so. I do get the spam bot emojis. They every single video I post, they come out in full force. I have to delete them right away. You can report those as well too. But yeah. All right. Yeah, Yankee Stacking. That is him. What it is Corn will record a video, and then he'll remove it after a while or put it to private. He's been doing that for a while now too. But yes, indeed. Let's see here. Philibus. Tim will interview Yankee Stacking's hands. There you go. Yes, he can interview his hands. Indeed, indeed, indeed. That's right. And Deathmod says, core drills, anyone can rent one or buy one. They laugh at rebar. Yes. There you go. They laugh at rebar. They sure can. They can get through it. Lulu Luckies, thank you for reminding me to charge my cameras. No problem. Got to make sure they're charged. Exactly right. Good to see Lulu Lucky. Should write and direct a Hollywood film about gold. Oh, man, that would be cool. There's been some good ones. The World Gold Council put out a pretty cool video about gold. recently with some Hollywood guy, Edris, whatever his name is. But anyways. Yeah. Where are we at? Let's move ahead here and see what we've got to the next comment along our way here as we press on. We only had one scammer call us tonight. But such is life, you know. We're lonely here, but that's all right. I got all you guys. I have 193 of my friends here. And only half of you have pressed the thumbs up button. That's okay. That's all right, though. Revolt for us. To put a kicker on it, all they had no insurance, and it was their savings. That's right. And the thing is insurance. I watched there was another story in a video clip after I recorded this video. Insurance would cost them $1 million a year just to have insurance on it, which I don't blame them for not getting insurance on that. $1 million a year to hold insurance on their valuables. Kookaburra Man on this Watch China video says this, and I quote, China is a ground zero for all the millionaires and billionaires living in the United States. Without them, they would not be able to be that rich. Nice video and thumbs up. Thank you so much, my friend. Oh, 8-inch Destroyer again with 5 Salivate Metal memberships across the bow. Thank you so much, my friend. Let's give you 5 push-ups. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. If you got one of those tonight from him, give 8-inch Destroyer a warm thank you. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There we go. Nice. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Where are we at? Let's see here. Tony Erickson, I have DNA whenever and however I can. There you go. I leave DNA. However, yes, there you go. Exactly. I hear you on that one. That's for sure. All right. Eli in the Wolverine State. The security suck, no cameras inside with internet connection. A simple trail cam can do that and give you notification. Exactly. Yes. And the thing is that, yeah, I guess that's a good point. They could have probably, they cut it off. If they had a trail camera that had batteries and stuff in there, so they could have had that. Or something that was on a battery backup, like I mentioned. All right. No update on Fort Knox yet that I've been able to see. I've been checking. Nothing on that yet. Tall Cedars. Glad I don't buy gold. Only some silver. Okay. All right. I think it's a good idea to have a little bit of gold, though, too. And Elliot Scott. Anyone else hearing the theme from Mission Impossible in their head? Yes, indeed. That's right. Something akin from a movie. CH4 Power with a thumbs up and stars on this one. I appreciate that. Whoever wears my ring is so. All right. Archangel. All right. Thank you. We've got Jerry the Jester says, good to see there's no rubbish in your display lot. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. No diamonds. No diamonds in there. I don't have any diamonds. Slurp, slurp, Sal. Yes, we're almost done with this coffee. It is lukewarm to cold. Here we go. And let's see here. We've got Nobody Cares. Way back, Hollywood would make a movie about it starring Paul Newman and Robert Redford with the title The Great L.A. Heist, based off of true events. Yeah. And it makes you wonder, could they make a movie about this? Quite possible. And let's see here. Area 61. Today I didn't even have to use my AK. I gotta say it was a good day. That's right. Little Ice Cube action on that one. That was a great song. Great video from the 90s. I like the Gold Swan too. It's expensive though. Really expensive. But boy, it is a pretty nice coin. It's not as good as the 2020 Gold Swan. All right. Treasury dividend dollar. Yes, I'm going to have to do another one. I'm overdue for another debt clock video. So I probably will do one of those maybe this weekend. Good for them and thumbs up. Thank you, Kookaburra Man. Yes, indeed. Nice AK. Thank you, sign up. Yes. Got the old AK here. Mike Metal says, wow, that's crazy. What a loss indeed. Thank you. If you want to see my AK, check out my newest video. Yes, indeed. It's right there. Old school AK, too. Kalashnikov. That's what we're talking about. It's the Kalashnikov. The original. The OG. Cemetery Shop. The sky is falling. Let us not Delio. Buy gold right now. Exactly right. Bill's pondering. Something will happen. That's a good pondering thought, indeed. It sure is. 20,000 for that 2020 gold swan. That'd be nice if I could. But yeah, not quite. All right, here we have got this. Michael K says, we're at an inflection point. Indeed we are, sir. Let's see here. He says, in this world, I pray the people, aka central banks in charge, do the right thing for stability for mankind. In the meantime, be your own bank and prepare for the real things we need to survive: food, water, community. Lots of lead. Exactly right. Amen. I agree with that. Got to be well prepared all the way around. All right. Got to be well prepared. All right, let's see here. When is this happening? I can't believe something froze up here. Hold on a second here. Okay, let's see. Okay, very good. One line of tracing. I just added more gold at $32.39. It'll be $3,600 by the end of the year. I could see that happening. I could definitely see that happening at this rate. And with the gold futures now, gold futures are at $32.55 right now. It seems to be stabilizing at this point. It was kind of climbing up pretty sharp there for a while. It's stabilizing right around this level for the gold futures. I guess it is just to kind of watch that out. Sound tired? Yeah, I'm a little bit tired. It's been kind of a long week, and it's only Tuesday. And see, I work a full-time job as well. And I'm also getting behind on content and research for the channel. So to keep up, and I'm going to have to leave here pretty soon because I got to get to work on my next video too. So sorry if I sound a little tired. I'll try to pep up a little bit. Sorry about that. Beyond rocket science, loss, if it's true. Yes, if it's true. Of course, some people think it could be an inside job too. Some people think maybe they perpetuated this, even though they said they had no insurance. What other motivation could it be? I don't know. Could the owners of the building have had insurance? I don't know. Or other kind of insurance. Who knows? But anyways, let's see here. Beyond rocket science, so they'll recirculate it back into the market, inflating the market. No, it's already a part of the market and was for sale. So I don't think that it's going to do anything there. But it's not that much. $5 million in gold and jewels, believe it or not, is a drop in the bucket compared to the overall market. But anyways, let's see here. All right. No security guards. I guess not for the overnight and over the weekend. They're trusting their security system, which obviously failed them, apparently. All right, let's get down here and see what we've got. Calvin Cooper, good morning, Sal. A lot of my friends and I only stack fractional gold. And we're all saying that we might have to buy smaller pieces of 10th ounces, $300 to $400 online. Yes, yep, that might be the way we go now. Yep, and I'm buying less 1 ounce pieces now too. There's a couple of other pieces I want to get this year, mainly for collectible purposes. But even that, it's going to be tougher. Bob Olson, basically what you're seeing Trump do is to put us under where we were before 1913. Trump wants to enrich the average person once again. And yes, we definitely need to get this debt under control because it's absolutely ridiculous. Yes. I do think that's probably part of his strategy. He even has mentioned off the cuff a couple of times on eliminating the income tax. Now, It's not been serious enough to where he's actually proposing it. But if we start to see revenue come in like he thinks it will, it could be a real possibility. So, I think you're onto something there. Kookaburra Man says, good stream. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate you taking the time to watch these videos and live streams. And Jaden Affright says here, some burglar alarm systems utilize voices of barking guard dogs to deter trespassers who fear being attacked by vicious canines. Yes, that's a good point. Yes, that's a good strategy. All right. Okay. And we've got Carrie Tarrant says, I lead a very simple, low-profile life. Silver, gold, and I don't know what you're talking about. I can't afford anything like that. Mum's a word. Exactly right. Exactly. Frank Garcia sounds like an inside job. Sounded too easy. Yes, and it very could be. Of course, most of these videos that I do about crimes, that's one of the first things people say, and I didn't mention it in this video, but it is quite possible that could have been the case. James O'Neill Brown, we've not seen him in a little while. He's got an algorithmic emoticons here. Appreciate that so much. Good to see One Species is here. Armistice Day is with us tonight. The gold futures market is now climbing back up again at 32.58 in the futures market. Up 17.60 today so far in the overnight trading. So yes, and it is indeed there. As we continue to watch these things rock and roll here. And let's see here. Okay. I have a dragon guarding my stash. There you go. Now that will deter most criminals. We just got to be able to feed it. Kookaburra Man. Life goes on for sure. Nice video and thumbs up. Thank you. Appreciate you watching that video. If you guys have not seen this video, my last two videos have performed very poorly, so you may have missed them, but I hope you will check it out. I did a video, two videos today, and both important topics. If you get a chance to check them out. Kookaburra Man, nice eating, nice video and thumbs up. No idea. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. And we've got Anonymous Stacker here. Says World War III. It was always going to start today. The second Great Depression is always going to start today. The imminent currency collapse just sounds like more paranoia. Yes, the U.S. dollar will die, but not today. That is years from now. I tend to agree. Too much alarmism out there, and I try to work against that on the channel. I mean, I do open the possibility that there could be some bad things that happen, and it's always a possibility that the worst could happen too, but the thing is we can do is just be prepared for whatever may come our way. Matt Bittner with an algorithmic tub, it looks like there. North Carolina Stacker, horrible situation. Just more evidence of the decay of society these days. True that. True that. And thank you, James Unleashed, for posting a link to the Billionaires warning of the collapse. I appreciate that. I'll pin that for you to check out afterwards if you've not done so. Thank you, James Unleashed. Appreciate that. Let's see here. More evidence of decay of society. Maybe Trump will deport them once they're caught. If they're caught, yes. Perhaps so. And we've got a glass of milk. Always appreciate those. BCUSA, I think Trump is the best president in my lifetime. And if things don't work out, at least he gave it his best shot. At least he's trying something. I think there's some strategy behind it. But, you know, his goal is not to wreck the country. That's for sure. His ego won't let him. Wilson, thank you so much. Appreciate that. $4.99 super chat. I'm going to give you 5 push-ups. Paul Tissue, I've not found any fortune cookies yet. I've not looked strong enough. The brand I got last time, I don't want to get that brand again. They tasted kind of weird. And I don't want to buy them from Amazon because I don't know what I'm getting. But if anybody knows of a good brand that's relatively cheap and inexpensive, that's good, let me know. The ones at the Chinese restaurant that I go to, that don't go too often, but I've been to, they gave me a whole bunch of them. I mean, like, 12 of them. I was like, they were bringing a box in. I was like, oh, I'll take that box. And they gave me a whole pile of them. I was like, wow, that was nice of you. I wish I could source them from where they got theirs. Anyways, let's do 5 push-ups. Thank you, Wilson. I appreciate that. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Thank you so much. Okay. You guys have been great tonight. I appreciate you all so much. Jesse Gomez with 32,000 plus, or 3,200 plus spot price per ounce. Just a couple ounces add up to over $6,400. And you could put it in your shirt pocket. Gold is a very tempting target for thieves. You're exactly right. It is so easy to conceal and get rid of, for sure. You're right. Yes, the local grocery store. Yeah, the problem, Duke Nukeman, is there's only one place in my immediate area without me driving all over Kingdom Come to find those cookies. And there's only one brand, and that's what I got last time. Walmart doesn't have them. I don't think, if you know of any major grocery store that has them, let me know, a major one, and I'll check it out. All right, let's see here. Sporting Center says, say no to diamonds. They're not a good return on investment. Duly noted, duly noted. All right. David Martin, the dollar is falling as the world looks to the euro for some security. We live in interesting times. That we do, for sure. And Reese Witherspoon, whose ancestor signed the Declaration of Independence, says it's not about having a lot of money. It's about knowing how to manage, invest, and grow what you've got. That's right. True that. True that. Okay, let's see here. I've had those sex parties. The Maria cookies. I've actually had those. Those are good, but they don't have fortunes with those. But those are pretty good. All right. 0 tariffs and fortune cookies. Exactly right, John Knox. Exactly. Yeah, don't tell Cookie Monster. All right, folks. I think we've come to the end of the broadcast. I have got to work on tomorrow's video. If you guys get a chance, if you could check out the 2 videos I posted today, I'd really appreciate it. And if you could thumb them up, I'd really appreciate it too. Trying to get the algorithm to catch those 2. James Unleashed post the first one up above in the chat here. But you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for being here tonight and for your kindness and your support. Always appreciate you all. I'm going to leave you with this sage piece of advice, and that is to keep your feet in the stars and keep reaching for the ground. Have a good night, all. Take care. See ya.